We're here at Geneva. We've got the full team together. Mike is there looking very thoughtful. Trent's got his microphone. We've found ourselves a very, very nice Brabus V-Class Mercedes van.
Superlux.
The car
Not getting
advice,
out of here in a hurry, just quiet.
That's right, the car
I don't
advice
think it comes in
lounge.
Car Advice Orange. No, it doesn't.
No, it comes in a lot of
As long as it's
Alcantara. So look, hits and misses of the 2016 Geneva show. Let's start with production cars. Mike.
The Dadmobile. Well, a mini Dadmobile, the McGowan wagon.
Yep.
McGowan wagon.
Yep.
That's a big call, mate. That's a big call.
I don't think that it is. I know when you're at Geneva, you're probably supposed to go for something a little more thrilling, but I'm all about wagons, I'm all about small cars, and the McGowan, they've nailed the proportions in the hatch and in the wagon, so it's a win for me. And we're getting it in Australia.
Well, that's true, and I've gone for something super thrilling. The Volvo wagon.
Yeah, super thrilling.
Come
We're
on.
adding it up.
Yeah.
The V90 in brown,
Yeah.
no less.
Oh,
I have to say, it is a really good-looking, estate. It takes what they've done with the XC90, translated into a large format passenger car as a
Cut the
wagon.
legs off the XC90.
I think it's terrific. So I'm glad to see Volvo's got their mojo back, if ever that was Volvo mojo kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Tredo?
Is Mojo Swedish for moose avoidance technology, maybe?
I believe it is.
Yeah. Look, keeping with the dad theme, I've gone with the Lambo, the Centenario, the anniversary vehicle for the old guy's birthday. Now, look, you told me I think it's got ISOFIX points.
Comes
Is this
with two
correct?
child seats.
Yeah. Look, it's a stretch to say it's a production car because they're building a limited number and they're all sold, and it's only for dads with a lot of money.
Well, we saw Hugh Grant up there today.
Hugh
He's
Grant
buying
was
one,
up
you
there,
know, like
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing. You and Hugh, you could be
get
buddies.
along
We
well.
saw Patrick Dempsey around. Do you think he can afford one?
I think so. He's a Porsche guy, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, the only reason that Mike and I didn't choose that is we don't know how to pronounce it. So I think, yeah, that's a thing.
It's all in the pronunciation, mate.
So then moving on, best concept cars. Geneva is the concept show. A lot of cool design here, a lot of cool stuff. Mike.
The DSE tents.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. I mean, I don't like being seen in big shouty sports cars, but I do love looking at them, and the E-Tents looks incredible. You know, perfect angles, the right amount of curves, traditional proportions, and it's all electric, which I'm all about.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
It's cool.
Trent,
Pretty cool. Look, I've got to be a little bit boring here, to be honest with you. I thought that new XV, which effectively will become a production car, is really, really interesting. I think it looks way better than the current XV. I think it addresses a lot of the criticisms that everybody's had about the current XV. And I think if Subaru can please Subaru, keep the production vehicle looking exactly like that, we'll be happy campers.
It's good because it's a proper SUV now instead of a jacked up hatch.
That's
so,
right. It would be the first time they've actually taken a concept car and actually made it, though. So that would be
They're not known for
a big leap.
They're not.
For me, look, I kind of wanted to like the Chinese car that ran on Unicorn Tears and Dreams, or whatever it is that their magic engine works on. But I had to really go for the Ital design GT0, the kind of Lamborghini Huracan shooting brake, I guess is what you would call
I
it.
can't think of what else you would, yeah.
I reckon that thing is fantastic,
It's
and the
bananas.
LED light that goes around the entirety of the boot, I think is
Yeah.
a very cool thing.
Yeah, that's a stunner, that thing.
Now, speaking of stunners, plenty of stuff that wasn't.
Taste has been missing in
some
some areas here.
That's right. We have seen that, you know, the finger's on the mark, but not always. What missed the mark there, Mike?
I do not like the Q2, the Audi Q2.
Ooh, big call. Yeah.
It doesn't look like an Audi, and I think that when you're creating a new entry point to the brand, those people want to buy something that looks like an Audi.
Yeah.
So it's got the circles on the grille, but even the grille doesn't look Audi. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's funny, isn't it? Audi have spent the last decade refining that grille so that it looks like an Audi, only to remove the grille that makes it look like an Audi.
Yeah.
Those crazy Germans, what are they up to? They're just so funny, you know? That's the thing. Senses of humour, crazy. Trento?
Look, for me, and this could be controversial, the Maserati Levante, just nothing good comes of sports car manufacturers pretending they can build SUVs. It took Porsche the better part of a decade to work the Cayenne out. I'm not convinced by the Jaguar F-Pace, even though it does look attractive. But the Levante just doesn't get it right. You know, it's all fire and brimstone and it sounds great, but just the styling, especially the rear end for me, is just a big letdown.
I'm on exactly the same page. I think that rear end with the Fiat 124 Spider taillights now, because, you know, it was first. We saw one in the wild last night and it didn't help it. It looks like the early X6. You know, when you first saw that and you were like, oh, I don't really know that that's working for me. And the grille, and, you know, it might take a little bit of time to warm up, but even the way that they showed it here, you know, we couldn't get to the car. It was swamped by people, but it wasn't well lit. It wasn't really showcasing it as well as it could be, and it didn't really help it. So keen to, you know, let it have a proper go, see what it's like on the road and in the wild. But the Levante, a bit of a disappointment.
There's nothing controversial about your feelings either, guys. Most of the people in our office, not fans.
Not fans of it.
Speaking of
Almost unanimous.
Speaking of people in the office, you've been copying some emails
Yep.
from the kids back home. It's like the part where we read the telegrams at a wedding.
Yeah,
It's like
Now your Uncle Tony from Sydney, Australia.
what is Tony?
So,
Tony like the Aston Martin, I bet.
No, believe it or not, no. That was no surprise, Albors, the owner himself of an Aston.
Yeah.
But no, Anthony was all about the Chiron. Is it Chiron or
Chiron.
Chiron?
Well,
Veyron.
let's call out this car actually.
Yeah.
Is it what we wanted
It is for me.
for a Veyron successor?
I
And
think-
I'm saying yes.
I think what it is, it looks better than a Veyron. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The Veyron was very much function over form. But I think the problem with the Chiron is it's the answer with what you do when you've got leftover engines and body panels from a Veyron and you've got to do something with them. Hey, presto, we've got another W16 powered hypercar. Yes.
Look, I like it. I think it's that front is everything you want out of a Bugatti. The 8
Yeah.
headlight LED array there.
And that long LED tail lamp?
The Cylon
that's cool.
eye tail lamp.
Cylon
Yeah,
eye,
I
yes.
think is very cool, and we've seen that on a number of cars. Maybe that's the new cool thing.
I think so. Yeah.
What else have we got from the office, Mike?
Kurt liked the 911R.
Oh,
So,
Kurt.
variant of the
That's
911.
so weird. A manual Porsche. There we go.
Kurt loves a Porsche.
But Matty Campbell is in the same boat with you with the V90. So maybe
Solidarity,
he's got
Matty.
maybe he's got a good one on
Does
the
he
way.
have kids? No
Oh,
children?
maybe that's it.
Maybe that's the
maybe
secret.
this is like the
Yeah.
Oscars
That
pre
dog,
thing, you know.
that dog he's
Someone's-
got is like this.
There we
big, doesn't
go.
it? V90
So
does.
it's finally out. It's official. Breaking news story.
Yeah.
Matty Campbell going for a Volvo wagon. Baby on the way.
Baby
Yeah.
on the way.
But if you thought my pick for best production car was dull, Costello's favourite is the Scenic, the new Renault Scenic.
Are you serious?
Weird looking little compact SUV. Is it a compact SUV?
Could Costello even fit in it?
Well, let's wait till it comes to Australia. Oh, it's not even
could he
coming.
fit in it?
you know.
Another Renault, not for Australia.
There you go.
And Costello's a giant. He'd look like Grape Ape inside that.
Great, baby. I love it. Maric was on the same boat with Chiron.
Yeah.
So lots of weird
Yeah.
pronunciation going on here today.
I'm
Has
one of the
Paul
only
mentioned-
Australian
I don't know if
journos
Paul
to
has
drive a
mentioned
Veyron.
to us recently. He actually drove a Veyron. Has he mentioned that to you?
Not in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, he
It's
mentioned
been
that.
I recall him
I-
mentioning it, I think, this morning, and then again at brunch, and then also at lunch.
Yeah, and I think every time he writes the word Veyron, it comes with "and I drove
And
one."
I drove
yeah,
one,
you know.
One of the only Australian
Yeah,
journos.
yeah. Youngest Australian. yeah,
Absolutely. And Tegan's all about the top-down style, C-Class Cabrio.
Yeah, well, look, it's
She is a bit of a show pony, Teagues. She
honestly
is.
that thing. It's going to sell a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, let's face it.
Yeah.
You won't be able to
In
move
sunny
through.
Melbourne, there'll be plenty going around.
Right, Brighton, it'll be which
Brighton.
C-Class Cabrio is yours? I think is going to be the one in Brighton.
Absolutely.
Well, any other call-outs from the show? It's been a pretty good one. We've had fun. We've done a lot of videos, a lot of work. Trent has kept us amused.
One punch, Trent.
Yeah, that the bloopers reel that wasn't supposed to see the light of day.
We've seen some pretty impressive tuner cars.
Yes.
Isn't Geneva the show for that? It must be cheap to get a stand at Geneva.
Well, look, we're all going to chip in and get a Nimrod something. I think that's been the standout.
Nimrod's
of
the standout,
The Nimrod
yeah.
four-wheel drive Ferrari 458 half
Yeah.
spoiler edition, I think is the one. But look, from all of us at Car Advice, thank you for paying attention and following us through the 2016 Geneva Motor Show. We'll be back here next year. We've got plenty of other motor shows that we'll be covering. Well, all the time, really. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and check out all the details of the cars that we like and don't so much like on caradvice.com.au.